Hi traders, and welcome to the daily recap show for today, which was the Tuesday the 1st of March. Now, FTSE had established a clear range and we needed to be aware of false break potential either side of this range. Now, it is first of the month and we can often see fund money injected into the markets on the first of the month. I didn't mention that in my reports today because what with everything going on, I just wasn't convinced that we would see that effect. So we said that the support for the range was 73.58 to 70, and we need an acceptance and sustained break below there to open up moves further down. We said we needed to start gaining acceptance back above 74.83 to 98 to have potential moves back higher. So let's go and see what happened with the FTSE today. So as you can see, we got that initial push up. So we did get that sort of fund money come in initially in this sort of move here. But that 74.83 to 98 zone held on the first test, and we got a really strong push back off of it. And we then that was the resistance for the day. So there was a few signals here. We got this strong impulsive move here, and then this carried on, and we just started holding below the moving averages. So there was that sort of signal. We did actually hold this 73.58 to 70 zone on the first test around that lunchtime period, and we then did hold it for the rest of the session as support. However, we have broken through there and held below in the US session since the cash close. So will be interesting to see what happens overnight. We may be looking for more weakness tomorrow, but again, we'll mention that in the reports. We'll discuss that in the reports and where our zones and stuff are. But you can see those two zones, the 74.83 to 98 zone held as resistance, and that 73.58 to 73.70 zone held as support. So in the session today, the range did hold, but we have broken out of that range in the US session. So we'll have to see what happens with that overnight. Now let's go and take a look at the DAX. Okay, so with the DAX, we said that also price was consolidating and we needed to be aware of false breaks, but we said if we saw a sustained break above 14,565 to 4,595, we could see moves higher. However, we said we needed to be aware of any impulsive moves to the downside as the market still held the bearish tone. So we did mention between 13,785 to 810 and 14,195 to 220, price was a little bit messy and there was potential for support areas. However, none of them were strong enough that if we started to see that impulsive move, we really wanted to avoid them and we wanted to be aware that that impulsive move could signal further downside. So let's go and have a look at the DAX today. So as you can see, the DAX didn't have anything like the buy-in that the FTSE had, and in fact we got this impulsive push down quite early on in the session. Corrective pullback. There was initially a continuation pattern just here. That is not one I would have taken into that zone. However, it is a valid signal. The market hadn't quite turned down on the higher time frame at that point. However, when we then got the acceptance below the zone and we pulled back, we then got a really nice continuation pattern here, which was probably the trade of the day. So that was a really nice trade. We then pushed through. As I said, we had potential for support zones, but this move was impulsive. You can notice it's holding the moving averages, especially the 8 moving average. It really only had this venture back above the 8. Everything else held below the 8 moving average, which suggests that the move is impulsive and therefore you want to step back from looking for longs in that scenario until you get to those really key support zones. So that was the indication. We mentioned that in the report that you wanted to be aware of those impulsive moves. We did actually have a really nice trade over here on the retest as well. When you see these impulsive moves, you want to be looking to trade zones that get broken as resistance. As mentioned as well, we should be looking to the higher time frames for execution on these. So we had a really nice 3-minute 3-minute trade there. However, on the 15-minute, we had this really strong impulsive move. We got the pullback and we got a nice reversal pattern there for this next leg down. So we have now reached the bottom of the resistance. This is a little bit stronger resistance, so we'll have to see what happens overnight. But again, for sure, the DAX is still looking a little bit weak. So I hope you found this useful, and I will speak to you again tomorrow. Cheers.